Think of this example. I get 10,000 credits or date. You also get 2,000 as credit or date. Now let's go to using. I get this 10,000, I invest it into the business. You see that? This business begin to generate revenue for me. You get the 2,000, you cater for home, you pay your rent. Maybe you had a pressure. You pay clothes, you buy the necessities that you need, you buy food and all that stuff. That money is done. Look at this. Me, I'm having a 10,000 higher than you, and you're having a 2,000 smaller than me. But in this case, you're having more pressure than myself. The pressure is the same. We are all having credits. But where is the difference? The difference is that money I borrowed, putting it into business is still there. But the money you borrowed, you bought all those necessities, it's not there. So if I have to repay the money that I took from credits, I'll just use the business to repay to repay the money. But for you to have to pay that money, you may need to get another loan to repay that loan, or you may need to wait for some money to repay that. You see that? Meaning that you have to work for that money again. So that's the point. So if you are getting a credit, get that credit, take it into business. I'm not against credits, but if at all you've seen to say, this time, I think if I can get this credit, put into the business, it can get me results. Don't waste time. Because what you don't need is, just staying like that. But if you can get this credit and you're assured to say, oh, when I get this, it will give me better results, don't waste time. Go get it, put it into business, get it back. Think about this. If I want to start a business, and then the reason why I'm starting that business is because I want to raise money, my mother is dying or my father is dying, and I need the money to take her to India so that she can be treated there. You see the point? Now, if I start the business on that point, I'll make sure I work hard so that I can raise the money to take my mother for medication, or even myself. If I've got a problem and then I'm told to say, this problem needs you to go to South Africa and I don't have the money, then I have a business. I have this business plan. I say, let me go into this business. When I work so hard, I can take myself to India so that I get treated, I get back into track. You see the point? So if at all that reason is big enough, it will push me, not until I work so hard to achieve what I want. But now, if it's you want that business, you start the business so that you can actually get the money, live the life you want. You drink so much on weekends, you have money to take girls out, you have the reason why you're doing that. You see that? If we compare the two, you would find that my why is stronger than yours. Therefore, I'll keep pushing so hard more than you. What am I trying to communicate? When you want to start a business, don't just start. Ask yourself, why are you starting that business? Because if your why is not strong, it is easy that you are going to step at the long of the way. So it has to be something that should push you for 10 years. The why that will push you for 5 years. The why that will push you for 20 or a lifetime. Make sure as you start your business, why do you want to start it? Don't go in big cities. You'll never make it there. I remember when we were finishing school, like when you finished secondary education, like most of our friends would feel like they need to go to Lusaka, they need to go to the Copper Belt so that they can make their lives better. And most of the times there have been so much migration, like people like moving from small cities, going to big cities and thinking that is where life is better and all that stuff. We've got this notion to say people that are doing great, they're in Lusaka, people that are doing great, they're in the Copper Belt and all that stuff. But that's not the case. And with the coming up of this social media, like most of the times you see so many big brands, big businesses that are posting out things and they're happening, they're living best of their lives. And when you just look at that, you just feel like, this is the best life. And when you look at that, you feel to say, no, I need to go to the city for me to make it there and all that stuff. You see that? So this is the great notion. This is what people think about. Like, why would you think like when you go to Lusaka, you will make it better more than when you're in Bala? Why would you think like that? No, when I go to Copper Belt, I'll make it better. My friend, if you are in Mbala, if you are in Mpulungu, if you are in Kasama, and you have never made it, don't think when you go to Lusaka, that's when you're going to make it. No. And why would you go to Lusaka? Why would you go to the city without even a plan? Those people that leave, they go in those cities and all that stuff, they make it and all that. There are people that have moved there, they have gone there with a vision, with plans and all that stuff. And I'm not saying that you cannot go there when you want to. You can actually go there. But think about this. This is a person who wants to live. This is a person who wants to live in Polokoso, going to Lusaka, because they feel to say Lusaka will do better business there and all that stuff. Look at this. In Polokoso, you find that the land for the shop, you find it maybe somewhere around the 300, 400, 500, 700. That's the land. But when you go to Lusaka, for you to just afford a shop in town, you start working, you should start counting in 5,000 rand, 7,000 rand, 10,000, 15,000, sometimes in dollars, even $1,000 just a shop, to just rent a shop. You see that? So this is a person who feels to say, for them to just make it, they have to go to Lusaka, they have to go to better cities so that they can make it there. My friend, that's just a dream. Okay? That is just a dream. In as much as you are there, you can actually make it there. Wherever you are, you can make it. Whatever village you are, you can make it. And as time goes on, if you have a vision to say you want to live in Lusaka, you want to live in Livingstone, you want to live in Copperbelt and all that, places like Kitwe, Ndola. If you have that vision, my friend, just keep working on that vision. Time will come when you just show itself to say, okay, this time now, I can afford living in Lusaka. Don't go to a place you cannot afford to live in there. And the problem is that most of us, we are trying to live, we are trying to live a vision and not a dream. Say that. You want to live we don't live a vision, we live a dream. Say that. A vision is just something that you are planning to do, the future and all that stuff. If at all, in the future, you feel to say you are supposed to be renting a house, which is beautiful, well-towered, and, with a very high pay rents and all that stuff. If today you begin to live that vision, you stay in the house that is very expensive, like you are thinking to say you're going to live in it, but now you start living in it today, meaning that you have started living the vision and you're not living the dream. In that case, you are eating the seed and you never have the results. So the best thing that you can do is to actually get that seed, throw it in the ground, forget about it, let it germinate, and then you start having the fruits. It doesn't mean when someone is Lusaka, then they are better than you. No. Lusaka is only a place, and you can even live in there. Okay? But the thing is that life in Lusaka is different from life in Ndola. Life in Ndola is different from life in Kitwe. Life everywhere is different. Therefore, you need to measure your capacity before you can make such movements. Okay? Guys, I have a quick message to give you. And this message is, never marry broke.